Oh no, there's been an outbreak! What does that mean for cruising? Stay tuned. Welcome back to So You Want to Travel, where I give you tips and tricks that I've learned along the way of being a travel agent for 22 years. So, I open my news and I see this article pop up. Now, in the travel industry, after 2019 and 2020, seeing something like this can make you feel sick to your stomach. So I did a little investigating because I really wanted to see exactly what was going on. So I have to say that I was happy that this wording here was not the right wording to use. Last week I spoke about in this video the breakaway with Norwegian Cruise Line. And to see that in the news for a negative issue, I definitely wanted to look into that a little bit more. Out of 3,200 people on the ship, 17 did test positive. So I reached out to Norwegian just to find out exactly what was going on. The response I received from them was, yes, there were 17 positive cases. They were all asymptomatic because, as you know, Norwegian requires not only the staff, but everyone traveling has to be fully vaccinated. So looking at the number 3,200 versus 17, that's actually less than 1%. So I did a little bit more digging to find out what is considered an outbreak. In the past, the CDC considered an outbreak 3% or more to 7.7% or more. And right now, a lot of the schools consider an outbreak 5%. So hold on one moment. Let me get my soapbox for a sec. All right, I'm on my soapbox because I have to say the cruise lines got hit very hard by COVID. And they're working very hard with the CDC. They're doing everything possible to keep their passengers safe. And for the word outbreak to be used, I don't think that that is fair in this situation. Now, I am not saying not to be safe. I'm not saying disregard. All I'm saying is the use of that term was a little dramatic, if you ask me. Now, somebody else may have a different opinion. This is just my opinion. And you know that I talk about being safe, so this is not the situation whatsoever. What I'm saying is that word was out of context. So when I reached out to Norwegian just to find out a little bit more to see what they did for those 17 passengers, the 17 passengers were either transferred by car by themselves so that they could self-isolate, or if they couldn't do that, they were put in a hotel so that they can quarantine. So again, the cruise lines are doing everything possible to keep everyone safe in this new normal. Well, what can you do to make sure that if you're going to go on a cruise, that your ship is safe? Well, the CDC has here, and I'll list it linked below, they have on their site where you can see what your ship looks like. And they have different color codes just so you can be safe prior to sailing. Another thing that all the cruise lines are doing, and I mentioned that in this video, they are all trying to move, and right now this includes children, move to fully vaccinated passengers, fully vaccinated crew. As of now, all cruise ships require everyone to have a test 2 days prior to embarkation. And while on board, when you're inside, you are to wear a mask. That's going to keep you safe. That's going to keep the crew safe. That's going to keep your fellow passengers safe. And then when you're outside, that's optional on most cruise lines. So of course, you have to make your decision if you want to cruise or not. And so I just ask that everyone out there do your own research. This definitely is something that if it comes up, we want to be aware of, but definitely we want to do our own research. Now again, next week I will be talking about travel insurance And this is actually a good reason to talk about travel insurance, because there possibly can be an outbreak. Then what happens? So, talk to you next week.